Men are gardeners and women are warriors. Today we're talking about basically the roles of men and women and how they have evolved up until this point in the world. And we're going to talk about really how men, if you have nothing you're cultivating or keeping, you have no business really stewarding a committed relationship and or a marriage. And women, if you can protect the garden of your man's work in marriage, weeds will take over. So it's necessary to be a warrior. You see how I think or have thought up until this point was more that men are the warriors and women are the gardeners. But actually, if you look at the root of things, it's actually the other way around. He's called to garden. He's called to start things. He's called to initiate things. And as women, we're really there to protect the garden, to enforce the garden, and to do it in the spiritual realm. That's really what we're here for. Now, if you look at the statistics, and I'm really interested in that because I'm not just interested in the theology of things, I'm interested in the psychology of things and how they work hand in hand. And now 70% of divorces are initiated by the wife, by the woman. And what I think the reason is that men have stopped gardening and she's abandoned her warrior position. So, in the metaphorical sense, obviously. So, what I mean by that is that I don't see the same degree and level of initiative and gardening from the man. And I see that the women are compensating because they don't feel as if though he's not taking that initiative, right? Whereas for women, it's the other way around. Women have abandoned her warrior position in the spiritual realm of prayer because we've been basically disconnected from God, and we're filling the gap where the men typically were, right? So there might be several reasons for this, you know, very how do I say, the reason for women initiating the divorces and getting to that point where that is even the degree to which we go. I think that it might be because of women's improved earning power, men and women's mismatched emotional needs within marriage, and ongoing inequalities in a household labor as well. Those might be legitimate reasons for women initiating these divorces, right? But a deeper reason, if we really think about it, is that prayer has completely lost its practice. And prayer is actually a really powerful tool to unite a couple together. Because then you don't make each other the God, you don't make each other the one where you're putting each other on a pedestal and have excessively high expectations to one another. Instead, you're working together for the higher good of all. And you don't make each other the problem. You rather kind of unite together and join forces. And so, yeah, the reason why prayer has lost its power, it's not really lost its power. It's more that it's not practiced. It's also, I think, because, yeah, the very fact that we've put each other instead as women and men and women on these pedestals where we both fail to meet the expectations to one another, right? So the gender roles currently of men, it seems to be, I'll fight for you, right? Or that is what we want them to in a way. But where are women fighting for men? That is my question, really, because we have enormous power in us. Like, if you look at the biology of it, we're literally designed to give birth to life. We're warriors, but we've lost that connection to actually fight for our relationships and our marriages. And I think we've lost connection to the power of God, women. Or we're not practicing the prayer practice that can really enhance that sense of faith that is required to sustain yourself throughout a relationship, throughout marriages, and throughout not even that, even life in general with career and everything is a really powerful practice, and it's not taken into account that much anymore. Regardless, though, of this, the thing here is that women have also kind of misinterpreted what it means, I think, to submit. And to submit to, let's say, God, or to submit to a man, it is not what you think it is. If you look at the word submit, sub and mission, you think about it that way, you're actually just supporting the mission of a man. When you're submitting to something, you are submitting, and then you have a sort of connected mission together. And that's why it's so important to join forces, and why we were created to support each other and not just do things all on our own. We weren't created to be alone. Because God originally intended for women to fight for a man, spiritually speaking, and for men to have the capacity to fight for the woman. And how are we going to do that? How are you going to do that? You're actually going to use the word, literally the word. You're praying, and you do not put your man on a pedestal, and the man does not put you as a woman on the pedestal. You put God as the joined force between you on the pedestal to unite together, that it's no longer just about you as the couple, but it's you together for the higher good of all. And suddenly then, if there's any discussions or disagreements or something like that, then you're not going to make each other the problem. You're less likely to make each other the problem, and you're going to rather come together in prayer. It's been so powerful in my own relationship. I'm moved each time that I think about it, because it's been such a powerful practice to really unite over the table and in just everyday circumstances. Like even when we're eating, we do it together. Even now, when I'm currently in Darwin and my partner is in Mexico, we still do it from time to time. So the power of prayer does not sort of discriminate between like genders necessarily. Like it is just as powerful for men and for women to use. So the thing here is that you can truly harness your relationship to yourself and to your person, and to God as well through prayer. So anyhow, think about it for a second. Men are gardeners and women are warriors. So my question to the men out there is, are you gardening something? Because if you're not gardening something, there's nothing for the woman to really support. Women are nurturing in and of themselves. Women want to support. Women are very sort of sensitive, or more emotionally sensitive at least. And when we receive guidance and direction from outside, it's really helpful actually. Plus, we want that. And it might not be that everyone say that they want it, but it's a deep desire for the woman to be led. And so I think that it's necessary for men early on, to get those things sorted, to really find something that you're gardening and cultivating and creating. Doesn't mean that you have to have everything figured out. Doesn't mean that you have to have it all together, because inevitably then you might wait a little while. And the whole point of creation is that we can do that together and cultivate together and enforce this garden together. But definitely get started in cultivating something. And for the woman out there, you're created to be a warrior. You can handle a lot more than you think that you can, and you can support in ways that you might not even have done up until this point. So I challenge you to really think about the ways in which you can tap into that warrior potential and to, support. So that's it for today. You're also very welcome to join the garden, which is the community that I have as well, metaphorically speaking too. You can go to bloombeyond.com/waitlist to come onto the waitlist to join that community. And in there, we talk about things like these. Plus, obviously, we attempt to grow in applying these philosophies to our lives. So that's it for now. Have a great one. Sending lots of love to you.